In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to join two fields together using a plow in Farming Simulator 25. Let's get into it. Okay, so say you're on your farm and you want to join two fields together, or you want to expand your field area. You need a plow and you need to allow create fields to do that. Okay, so let's have a look at the fields quickly. So we've got a field over here of some canola, which is withered. We've got just a general grass verge area, which isn't farmable. Okay, and then we've got a field here with nothing in it. Okay, so what we can do is we can expand and join fields together by using the allow create fields function available on the plows. Okay, so if we come into the tools menu, come into the vehicles menu and go down to soil cultivation, we can see we've got the plows category. Okay, so basically with a plow you can prepare fields for the next sowing and create new fields. Okay, so there's a range of plows in the base game. So these are all base game plows. Now, depending on the plow that you use, so we're using the Pottinger Servo T600. There's a couple of other smaller ones here. You may need depending on the size of your tractor, you may need a front weight to help balance out the operation. But we're using a large tractor with high horsepower and a lot of weight, so the Pottinger should be no problem. Okay, so that's what we've chosen. That's what we've got in the back here. So let's go and have a look at how we do this. So first of all, another thing I'll mention is you need to own the land. So in the starting farm for Riverbend Springs, you own fields 3, 4, 5, and 2. Okay, so if we go into the farmland menu quickly, so we want the main menu, then we can scroll over to farmland, and you can see the green highlighted area is the area that we own. Okay, so we can plow any of this area as we see fit to expand our fields. So if we look at field 2, for example, we've got a bit of grass verge on the side here, which we could potentially expand if we wanted to, depending on what you want to do. But a good candidate, like I said, is to join these fields together. So let's go and have a look. Jump in the tractor. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to unfold the plow. Okay, so that's L1 and X on the PS5. Okay, now if I basically put to basically use the plow, let's lower the plow. Okay, so I'll put the plow on the ground. Nothing's happening. So if I drive over my field here, you'll see it will start to get a plowed texture. However, the area where we want to plow and join is not actually doing anything as yet. Okay, so what we need to do now is hold L1 and then hit allow create fields with triangle, and then a limit to fields option comes up. So when allow create fields is activated, you can see we're now basically putting in that plowed state in the verge area. Okay, and the way you can tell is obviously the visual appearance from the furrows and the stones being turned up. Okay, and the ground deformation for where the plow wheel has driven versus what is not plowed. Okay, and you can see you also get a field information box pop up on the newly plowed area. So if we jump over here, once again, sort of shows the difference. Another way to view it is if we come into our menu again, and we come over to the growth map and zoom in, we can see the purple plowed state has now been extended into this area here. Okay, which basically shows where we've got plowed, where we've got withered crops, where it's cultivated, various other things ready to harvest, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly jump in here. I'll plow up this area and then we'll come back in. So we'll throw on a quick time lapse and then we'll come back in once this is done. So see you in a few minutes. Alright, so we can see we've ploughed up on the edges to get now obviously if you take a little bit more time and finesse you'll get a nice square edge, but we can see that area has all been now ploughed in. So if we come into our menu here, we can see I've missed a tiny section up there which we'll go and sort out in a second. But the other thing you'll notice now is if we jump back into this worker, okay, and we open up the activate our worker menu by holding circle, we can see that has now detected that those fields have now joined. Okay, now if we go ahead, jump out of here, if we go ahead and join up this field as well, it'll detect this whole field as one big field, and it'll adjust the route for the worker to plow that field. Okay. Now, if you wanted to reinstate the gap in here, all you basically need to do is come into the build mode. You want to come into your landscaping tool, come over to painting, and then you just grab the grass texture and you just basically paint the ground back on. Okay, so you can see that there. Now you don't have, you won't have the same level of detail that was there before, but you can put in some tracks with the gravel and some grass and make it look the way you want to look. But basically, if you are going to commit to turning this into a field, it's probably best just to, do that. But if you do decide to return it, you can landscape it back up to a point where it looks palatable. So say you made an error or your game didn't autosave or something like that, you can make the area look pretty close to how it was prior. Okay. All right, let's move on. So there you have it, guys. Quick little guide on how to plow fields and join fields together using the allow create fields function in Farming Simulator 25. If you liked this video, leave a like on it. If you've got any questions, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.